We tend to assume that striking gold, or oil, or lithium is a guaranteed ticket to prosperity. Logically, finding a massive reserve of valuable minerals should turn any local economy into a powerhouse. Yet historical data shows a different reality. In many cases, the most resource-rich regions on the planet actually suffer from slower economic growth and higher rates of poverty. This pattern is known as the natural resource curse, or the paradox of plenty. It describes a phenomenon where a spike in resource exports correlates directly with a plummeting local economy. To understand why raw abundance so often leads to stagnation, we have to reevaluate what we actually mean when we talk about a resource. Simply put, natural resources are the materials found in nature that hold specific value for humans. One way we categorize them is by their immediate use. Life cannot exist without the air we breathe or the water in our rivers, while other materials, like coal or gas, are pulled from the earth specifically to generate power. A more critical division is between renewable and non-renewable resources. While nature heals forests and renews water cycles over time, non-renewable materials are finite. Once they are pulled from the ground, the clock starts ticking. Human survival depends on how we manage these categories. However, the aggressive rush to extract these materials, especially the finite ones, triggers a chain reaction of geopolitical tension and economic side effects. Nature pays no attention to political boundaries. This means that the world's most valuable minerals and water basins are distributed in highly uneven clusters across the globe. This geographic lottery dictates where humans settle and how trade routes are formed, making resource access a constant source of friction. We see this at the local level with water rights. Sharing the Kaveri River between multiple Indian states requires constant, deft management just to maintain peace and ensure a fair distribution for farmers and cities. When those resources cross international lines, like the Brahmaputra River, reaching a shared agreement becomes significantly more difficult, often leading to deep-seated tensions between neighboring countries. Geography makes these materials a source of tension, but the true curse sets in after the resources are actually extracted. The question remains, why does raw abundance so frequently result in economic stagnation? It begins with an extraction trap. An economy becomes hyper-focused on mining or drilling its raw materials that it neglects the development of other industries. This creates a fatal imbalance. A region exports its raw ore for pennies, but because it lacks the local factories to process that ore, it must import finished technology, like smartphones and vehicles, at a massive markup. Effectively, the society is exporting its own potential wealth. By remaining a supplier of raw dirt rather than a creator of high-value goods, the region drains its own long-term potential. Without the internal technology and human skills to add value to what they find, a region's natural abundance functions as a drain rather than a foundation for growth. Breaking this economic cycle requires a new approach to how we view the materials we take from the earth. The baseline is restoration, the process of returning a damaged or degraded environment to its original healthy state. But the long-term solution is a regenerative economy. This goes beyond simple repair. It builds systems that actively create the conditions for life and industry to thrive in harmony with nature. Instead of a linear path of take, make, waste, a regenerative model mimics nature. It focuses on repurposing materials, minimizing waste, and using the innate wisdom of the environment to keep resources in a constant state of renewal. By adopting these circular systems, we build wealth that replenishes itself rather than a stockpile that eventually runs dry. Escaping the resource curse is never a matter of discovering more raw material to mine. If a region lacks the engineering schools to design its own processing plants, or the specialized technicians to build advanced electronics, it will always be at the mercy of the global market. Lasting prosperity only arrives when a nation invests in the human capital and technology required to turn raw materials into high-value products. Realizing this requires us to manage our environment for the well-being of the collective future. It means looking at infrastructure, like this bridge and waterfall, as a way to exist in balance with natural power, rather than just exhausting it. Natural resources only transition from a geological accident into a lasting blessing when a society prioritizes the technical skills and the systemic framework to use them regeneratively.